Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a chance to see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings as they take on Phillip Rivers and the LA Chargers. With that, let's get out to Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, I tell you, tough to top our assignment this afternoon under clear blue skies in Southern California at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. From up top, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, hope you prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway in Southern California. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank.
54, Mike 54. Hey, here we go.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oh, yeah!
And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
It's always fun to check in on the Chargers when Melvin Gordon's carrying the football. And in 2018, he averaged over 5 yards per attempt. But even more importantly, he put the ball in the end zone 14 times, his best scoring season in his young career.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go, D, get off the field.
Play fake to Gordon, now Rivers. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Now he's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns.
Snap, 180. Check, watch it before, Watch the curl. Check, wait, 89.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Stay there. Black 15. Watch the screen.
Rivers out quickly here to Allen. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Harrison Smith is a player I love to watch. Whether he's ranging deep as a free safety or near the line of scrimmage where he makes more plays, keep your eyes on him.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. From the gun, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy. I see you.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. So here are the Vikings under 6-year head coach Mike Zimmer. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20.
He's checking. Crash.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 4 down.
To throw, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
And running back Dalvin Cook was drafted in 2017 to be the lead runner for the Vikings, and he should love what they're putting in for him in 2019. This is a run-first, run-heavy offense as dictated by their head coach. Dalvin Cook should get more than enough carries to threaten 1,000 yards rushing this season.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And it would appear he's going to be short of a 1st down as he stopped right around the 29. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a 1st down.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Chargers getting the football back. Charles, the Chargers 4-8, 3-game losing streak. When they were 4-5, you're thinking, all right, well, where's this season going to go? But things have really unraveled in Charger land after that 3rd straight loss. This one in Denver, and now the rest of the season is pretty much lost at this point.
And it's unfortunate because we expected them to contend big for the AFC West crown and deep into the playoffs. Instead, we've got this going on. All 8 losses are by 7 points or less, so they've been in all the games. But we didn't get the patented Charger finish, did we? Normally they struggle early, and down the stretch they are very difficult to beat. This season, the struggles continued throughout the year.
Last 4 games, they'll go to Jacksonville, and then their final 2 home games in Carson against Minnesota and Oakland before visiting Kansas City to finish the season. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
White, 89.
A give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in third and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a first down. How about that call on second down? The big man puts them in position to make it third and manageable. I wonder if he'll get a second chance at it to try and pick up the first down.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch.
Check 55 to Mike.
Now Gordon on first down. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle.
He was brought down by Mackenzie Alexander. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
Ready! Block 11! Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Behind!
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On third down, Rivers. He's got a man. It's Williams. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards. No score after one on EA Sports. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Play fake, Rivers. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On second down, Rivers again. Got his man, it's Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 13, it's a first down. They'll throw again, Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Working out of the gun, Rivers. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score, Vikings 7.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tackle made by Everson Griffin.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
55. I got you.
On 2nd and 7, Rivers. He's got Allen. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
3rd and short yardage, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A Charger 1st down. Rivers hooking up with Allen. Rivers now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10.
Let's put that team on.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. To the 40 and no further, so the razzle-dazzle didn't get him much. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 2nd down now. It's Gordon, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Rivers going deep here for Allen, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 36 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And caught by Henry. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. It's caught, Patton. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Here's Rivers toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Again, it's Rivers. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab as they are now on the board here in the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
First down throw for Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. This one taken in by Olabisi Johnson. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Second and 1 at the Chargers' 34-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable second and 1. To the air again, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's third and short. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's third and 1. Again, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A first down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one taken from the 7. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I got you, boy.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And a little floater there is incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Thomas Davis. This defense, tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Cousins to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the 2nd?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the 2nd half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a pass here, caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does. Unfortunately for you, you've been around me for a little while now, so you know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case, I'm going against my own thought process. You got to change it up. You got to start throwing it around a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball, because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball out of the passing game, a swing pass outside or something, just something to vary it up. To throw on 3rd down. Rivers on the screen. This is Eckler. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. To throw, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Thomas Davis, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Cousins. He finds his man Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 34-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. Desmond King making the tackle. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go play action. Cousins. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
That'll be complete to Cook. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down. So you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, guy, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. So a big kick coming now for Dan Bailey. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth-quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Call it no gain on the dump-off, and it's 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 18. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. First down would have been nice, but now you get to kick the field goal, still go up 2 scores.
They tried to get it, though, didn't they? Threw the pass, got the completion just short of the first down, but you're exactly right. Run the field goal unit out there, kick it, put it through the post, go up 2 scores.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Rivers and the Chargers now down 13-7, 2:09 to play. They'll have one play, maybe 2, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Pass incomplete. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
He's back to throw. He's got it to Williams. And he's got this down to the 35. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Check right 54. Right 54. Behind.
Back to throw. He'll get this to Eckler. A well-executed 22-yard gain. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
From the red zone now, Rivers. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen there to make the grab, as they are now just an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Cousins to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Check the out read. Single, single. Single, single.
Here's Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Cousins now from the 50. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Cousins. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cousins. And Diggs has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today.
A 31-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Southern California.